Morning guys, welcome back to Derby Kite on this overcast, bloody freezing cold morning. Temperature is saying about 11, not the hottest, and in the pond went bloody cold last night, but at 10.6 in the pond, so temperatures really are dropping. So on to part 2 of my winter prep. Yeah, so got quite a few things to get done today. I think that today's the day. The covers are actually going on completely. So end of the season, what season we've had, hasn't been much of a season at all. It's been pretty crap, to be honest. We had a couple of lovely weeks of weather where we got some really lovely temperatures and not much else since. So it is what it is. Now's the time we're going to lose them for a while, so let me spin you around and show them where we are today. Good look at the fishes. All doing well. Still a little bit active. Still eating. I'm on once a day at the moment because I'm not really eating a lot, but still pretty active. Hoping to get Mocha Jacko out today. I want to get him out today. He's doing a lot better, looking really good. No more problems. We want to get him out and check him over. He's just popping around there. There he is. That one over there is Mocha Jacko, so I want to get him out today, hopefully. Give him a final check over before the covers go on and keep me on him. So, what we're doing today. Supervisor's here, making sure everything right. Jet wash. Rest of the covers, so I want to get them jet washed today. Hopefully they'll dry enough so I can actually paint them. There's a couple of little pieces need touching up. As you can see here, there's a couple of little pieces, just don't need a lot on there. Just a few little touch-ups here and there, so hopefully it'll dry in time and get that done today. Oh, want to remember my seed. You can see that it's actually just starting to come through. So hopefully in a week or two this metal cage can come down and that'll knit it together well enough. And as you can see, that's come up pretty good as well. I did throw some more seed down and that's just starting to come up on that as well. So yeah, all good. As with the seed over there, that's just coming up as well. So first job is to get onto the jet washing these off, getting these cleaned, let them dry off, and then while they're drying I can get onto a few other jobs. So let's get started. Okay, they're all jet washed off. Let them dry out a little bit. Hopefully it'll dry enough so I can paint them. I'll leave that for a little while. But what I want to do now, so as you can see my inlets, what I do in the winter is I stick one of these on. I take the jib clip off, this jib clip off that end, so that's this end is in the water nice and soft, so if the fish bang into it, don't really hurt themselves. So that goes on my return on there. I don't think it probably makes a great deal of difference, but that air gap, when I put the covers on, that gap between the covers and the water, that can be a bit cooler, and running water is the quickest way to cool your pond down. So I just put that on just so it gives a bit of underwater return. I also do the 2 on the end off the skimmer, but I can't find those at the moment. So I'm gonna have to search my shed, find out where I've done them. I think I actually used one of them on my upflow filter build, so I'm gonna have to get some more. I could buy a couple more to put those on. I like those underwater as well, using the same rubber boots. So that's my next one. Get this one on. Okay, one rubber boot on. As I said, I've got to get the others, them 2 for the other end. So my next job is the float switch. I like to do float switch tests on a regular basis just to make sure that it's working okay, there's no problems. But especially with the winter, something I do on a regular basis. In fact, I do it even more through the winter, just in case things freeze, and that's really going to help out. So that's my next one. Let's get on to the test. Okay, onto the leak sensor test. So, not leak sensor, sorry. Onto the float switch test. So my float switch is connected to this switcher box. So when everything goes, if the water drops, it turns this box off, which turns my main pump off and my both UVs, depending on which one's on. The other one then, so this one, my skimmer continues to run, and excuse about that, and the air to the pond continues as well. The skimmer will run a lot lower. It's lower in the water than my feeding. So what we're going to do now, Graham's going to push the float switch down, and hopefully it's going to go off. There you go, everything's go off, and as you can see, my pump has gone off. So I know that works when you go down. It's now going to lift it back up, and that's back on, and that's back on and up and running. So float switch, job's a good one. Okay, so through the winter, UVs, do people leave their UVs on? Some do, some don't. Personally, I do leave a UV on throughout the winter. I leave everything running 365 days a year. Now me, I have a Evo 55 which I run through all the summer, but in the winter I do have a UV on. But what I do, I have my Easy Pod UV. This is just a 18 watt UV, and for my size pond in the winter, because when the covers are on, it's not getting as much light through it and things like that. And because I'm not heated, so I personally don't think I need that big UV. So I swap down to the Easy Pod UV, which is just 18 watts. It saves on the bulbs, which is a good thing. They're not on all year round. They last a bit longer, and it also saves money as well, especially the way the price hike with the utility bills are going to go this year, and the way they already are at the moment. So it cuts down a little bit on power as well in that way. So yeah, so UVs I have on all year, but it's up to the 18. And somebody also asked me about my air. Do I have my air running in the pond in the winter? Again, the answer is yes. I do have the air running in the winter. Yes, I got my inlets, returns to the pond, which is helping with oxygenation of the water as well, but I do leave the air on. I do lower it a little bit, not much, but I do lower it a little bit, just so it doesn't displace all that warm water. If there is any warm water at the bottom, I think it's going to be slightly warmer, just so it doesn't displace it too much. And with the covers as well, the gap between the pond covers and the water, it helps with gassing off any nasties that are caught in there, because you're pushing clean air through and it's coming through the water. Any nasty gases that are in between the pond surface and the covers, it helps force those out as well. Because I do have a gap when the covers are on. I will show you, there's obviously a gap around the pond in certain areas, which helps with the gassing off to let those nasties out. So I am going to switch over to my 18 watt UV today once the covers are on, and I will lower the air down today as well. So it's not that high at the moment because temperatures dropped. I've been lowering it slightly, but I want to go maybe a tiny bit more. I'm not 100% yet, but I'm quite low as it is anyway. I don't really want to go much lower, but when the covers are on, I'll decide on that one. So just a quick one on my UV and my air. Right, another thing I like to do, I've been doing it a bit more recently lately, when I noticed my air pumps on the pond, the air was getting very restricted. I was losing the air in the pond. So what I like to do is I want to check the filters on both air pumps. I'm not expecting them to be too bad, to be honest, because since that's a problem, I do it I have been doing it on a regular basis. But again, it's something I want to do before the winter, because the covers are on. When I look out the window around, I can't see if there's any air going in, so I want to make sure there's no restrictions and anything like that. So let's get these off and see how bad they are. So I've got that one and that one. I've took the filters out, and these were done probably 5 or 6 weeks ago. So this is my J-Cod one. As you can see, there's quite a bit in there again. Even this stuff, look, that's in there. And my Evo, that's my 70 litre one again. You know, compared to that side, I said that one compared to that side. So I'm glad I've done them. I'll get these a clean out. You can wash them gently in warm soapy water and let them dry. But I think because I'm doing it on a regular basis anyway, especially now the winter's here, I'll do it even more because I can't see them. Just give them a good tap out, give them a good slapping out, and get them back in. Okay, this is the J-Cod one, a lot better. So I can wash them, but I don't think that one needs it. But the one for the Evo, I decided to give that a wash out. That's just drying at the moment, so I'll put that one back in later. So yeah, just that really helps, giving that a bit of a clean and a tap out. All you got to do is give it a good on something and it cleans it out, and that's gives you a bit more air flowing through your pumps. Job's a good one. Right, while that filter thing's drying out, what I want to do is these windows. I decided I'm going to insulate them this year, and as you all know, I've got all these sheds insulated with this, so I've got some spare. I'm going to cut this aside and stick it on the inside, and I don't know if it's going to help. I don't think it's really going to help with the actual temperature in the pond as such, but when I have to come in here to do any filter changes in the winter, it's going to be a bit warmer just to step into. So yeah, so that's my next job. Okay, on to the next job, painting the covers. Graham actually volunteered to paint the covers for me. Perhaps he didn't. So they're having a quick coat of paint, and then we can get them on the pond, and this one's going to have a coat of paint as well when they're dried. So let's get it done. Supervisor's still here. Doing a good job, boy? Side job's a good one. Okay guys, done myself a quick brew while the covers are drying. They've all been painted. So once the paint's dry, I can get those on and get on to my next job. Job's a good one. Okay guys, again, while the covers are drying, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the Kajako out, give him a check over again, see how he's doing, if I need to treat him any unit treatments. Hopefully he won't. He's looking pretty good from what I can see, but I want to check him over anyway. Obviously I've got my bowl ready, all to go. So yeah, let's get that done. Oh my god, I just noticed we've been bloody vandalised. Just like Leon at Budget Pond Keeping. We've been bloody vandalised. They bloody get everywhere, they do. Yeah, as you can see, I got my insulation in, but I've actually painted it grey. Looks a bit better than white. Job's a good one. Okay, let's have a look at him. I've got a couple of red marks. His wound's looking a lot better. I think I may just stick some more Tamadine on there. Wouldn't need to sedate him for that, but I'll stick a bit more on there. I don't think it's going to hurt him. But it's looking a lot better than he did. Okay, as you can see, lots of Tamadine, just rub it in. Don't need to sedate him for this, he's happy enough on both sides. It's fine to go back in at that now. Let's stick a bit more. water's cold. No, I'm happy with that. In fact, it's that calm. I'm straight back in. And he's away. Okay, I didn't sedate him on that one. I don't think he needed it, to be honest. I wasn't treating the wound. I just wanted to put a bit of this tamarine on. I didn't use the brush. It wasn't that bad. I didn't need to get right onto the scales. I was more than happy with where I'd done it. So it was calm enough. So yeah, I'm more than happy. I just say I'm happy where it's going. He's looking a hell of a lot better than he was. He's very active still and eating well, so I'm more than happy with his progress. I just want to do that just as a precautionary thing as the temperatures are starting to drop now. Because as temperatures drop, it gets harder and harder to treat with colder temperatures, because I'm not heated. So I wanted to do now before temperatures get a little bit too low. So yeah, jobs are good. Okay, it is a disappointing reveal. Covers are on. Well, I'm not happy. Not happy at all. A horrible time of the year. When the covers are on, well, I'm disappointed. Disappointed and depressed that I can't see them anymore. Anyway, not much you can do about it now. At least got some protection for the winter. On the warmer days, obviously, I'll open the ends up. Try and get a bit more warmth in there. And I've still got these to plant up. All these I've got to go in these tubs. And get some fishes, get a bit more colour into the garden. Try and give it a bit more colour again. So, oh well, they're on. What do you think, boy? What do you think of the covers? Oh, he's not impressed, look. He's turned his back on them. Anyway, on to the next job. Got it back in the filter house. So, this one, took the filter out, as you see how dirty it was. Give it a quick wash and it's dried off. That's a lot better, so I want to get that back in. I'm going to clean my filters, clean the upflow, clean the easy pod, doing my Backy River, the filter floss and stuff on there. So next job, I want to get this in and get these cleaned. So let me get this back in and we'll get it all up and running and cleaned. Okay, filters cleaned, the Backy River's cleaned, upflow filter's just been cleaned. Actually it's much cleaner now. Now upflow, I was considering insulating this. I don't know if it's going to have any difference, if it's going to make any difference, I don't know. You can tell me what your thoughts are, if you think I should find something to insulate around it just to keep it a bit warmer. So I've got these in now, so I think it is a bit warmer in here than it is outside, but I don't know if doing that's going to make any difference, to be honest. I know people insulate it and cover them to stop the algae, but I'm not going to get, I don't get any of that where it is. It doesn't get really any sunlight. So tell me what your thoughts are, if you think I should find some insulation. I thought of something like this bubble wrap stuff maybe around it, or something a bit thicker. You can get the Hessian lagging that you can wrap around. So I don't know what to do with that yet. I'm not sure whether to leave it or not. But yeah, that's up and running. My 55 UV is now off, so I'm now running, if you look in here, as you can see, that one in there. I'm actually running on my 18 watt UV off my Easy Pod now. I have very slightly lowered the flow rate down, as you can see. I can show you on there. Get back up. It's 60 at the moment. I normally run it at 65, but I've lowered it down slightly for the winter. I don't think I'm going to drop that anymore. Just give it a lower rate in there. So yeah, all those are cleared. So on to the next. Okay guys, as you can see, covers are on, but as you can see, They're very easy to open, my covers, both ends. I can open both sides. Just lift them up, stick a thing on. And if you believe what the weatherman is going to say, it's supposed to be warming up a little bit next week. Around 14, 15s maybe, if we're lucky, maybe even higher. We'll have to wait and see. And if that is the case, obviously, I'm going to lift the covers up and get as much heat into the pond as I can. And if it's going to be hot for a few days, they may even come back off for a few days. We'll have to wait and see. I can just stack them up at the side. But I getting ready now for the winter, obviously, with food. As I said in my last one, I was taking down to 50-50, and over the last week I've been increasing the amount of wheat germ and lowering the other food. So at the moment I am actually on 100% wheat germ now, so that's all they're eating is wheat germ. And it depends on how active they are and on temperatures. It's once a day and sometimes twice, but the second food isn't a lot at all. They're not really that interested at the moment, but they are still eating. Also water checks. I've got to do another water test today. I do want to keep on top of those on a weekly basis, especially with the issues I had with the Kajako. I want to keep on top of any problems at all, because obviously temperatures are dropping now and it gets a lot harder to treat with lower water temperatures. So I want to keep on top of everything, and the slightest increase in anything I can jump on top of it, keep on top and get it sorted. And as I said, I'm not heated obviously, so if there is an issue and I do need to treat and the temperatures are a bit low, as you know, I've got the little tub, the white tub I can use. I can fill that with pond water. I've got a little heater I can put in there and put him in whichever fish needs it, and gradually bring the temperature up, and then treat him in there until it's better, and then lower the temperature back down to reacclimate them and get them back in the main pond. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. So, but yeah, that's where we're at the moment. As I said with the covers, I have still got my air going. I will show you the my air gaps. Take you around here. I'll take you around and show you my air gaps. In fact, I'll spin you around so you can see where we're at. Okay, come around here. As you can see, it's not completely flush along here, and obviously there's quite a decent gap under here. All the way around there's little gaps there, and obviously there's a gap through the middle as well, which is letting gases out. So if anything's been gassed off, there's plenty of places for it to come out. I have got the peak ribbon covers on. As you can see, there's quite a gap there, look, underneath. So there's plenty of spaces around there for any gases to come out if needed. But they are very happy at the moment, and I think Henrietta's actually wants a bit of food, so I'm going to have to put a bit in a minute. Okay, so the pen. I don't know who's won the pen yet. Obviously you will probably know by now, because that went out Wednesday, and I've obviously filmed this before the Wednesday. So don't know who you are, but congratulations on the pen. I'll get that out to you as soon as I can. Hopefully you'll get that pretty soon. Now obviously it is Friday, and the weekend it's Halloween, so if you are doing any trick-or-treating, stay safe out there and have fun. But on Sunday I've got a little treat for you. Had a bit of a visit from a few people, and they popped round to surprise me, and you'll see that on Sunday. So yeah, that should be a little bit of fun. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. And that's it. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, whichever side it is, I can't remember. So until the next one, stay safe. Job's a good one. Okay, another job I like to do, again, a couple of times a year I do this, especially after a recent one when I lost all my air. Start this again. Completely buggered that. Right, try to see him.